I used your identity for the loan. My sister said it like she was confessing to borrowing a sweater. The table went quiet for half a second. Then she laughed. "What are you gonna do about it?" she added. My mother smirked. "You can't even afford a lawyer." I didn't argue. I didn't shout. Because 3 weeks earlier, I had already opened a case file. Stay with me, because by the end of that dinner, my sister wasn't laughing anymore. My name is Marcus Chin. I'm 31 years old, and in my family, I've always been the boring one, the safe one, the one with the government job nobody understood. My sister Jennifer was the opposite: brilliant, charismatic, aggressive. She worked in fintech, posted about executive strategy meetings and luxury conferences, drove a car that cost more than my annual rent. At family dinners, she liked to compare. "Still pushing paperwork?" she'd ask. "Must be nice not having real responsibility." Everyone would laugh. I'd smile. Let them. Underestimation is useful. 3 months ago, I received an automated alert from a credit monitoring service. Hard inquiry, personal loan, $85,000, approved, under my name. I didn't panic. I didn't call her. I didn't call the bank. I started documenting. IP address logs, device registration, timestamps, digital signature match analysis, payment routing. The loan wasn't just approved, it was structured through a regional lender that participates in federal compliance audits. That mattered. When the funds hit, they were transferred into an account under Jennifer's holding company. Within 48 hours, part of it was moved again: short-term trading account, high-risk position, crypto exchange. She wasn't covering bills, she was gambling. I didn't confront her immediately. Intent matters in financial crime, and arrogance creates intent. The family dinner was her idea. Sunday night, everyone present. Mom insisted. Dad grilled. Jennifer poured wine. She brought it up herself, which surprised me. "You know," she said casually, "sometimes you just have to take initiative." She looked directly at me. "I used your identity for a loan. What can you do about it?" Mom laughed. "He won't do anything. He's not wired like that." Tension builds. They thought I would be embarrassed or scared or defensive. Instead, I reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone, typed one sentence: confirming verbal admission, proceeding phase 2. Jennifer frowned. "What does that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said calmly, "you just confirmed criminal intent in front of 6 witnesses." Silence. Dad tried to brush it off. "Marcus, don't be dramatic." I looked at him evenly. Identity theft across state lines isn't dramatic. It's federal. Jennifer rolled her eyes. "Stop trying to sound important." "I don't need to. You already made this important." Then I told her something she didn't expect. The Financial Crimes Task Force has been monitoring this loan for 21 days. Her smile flickered. "Monitoring?" "Yes. You routed funds through a compliance-tracked institution. You used my SSN. You triggered multiple reporting flags." Mom's face changed. Dad's posture shifted. Jennifer's hands stopped moving. "You're bluffing," she said. "No," I replied quietly. "I never bluff with documentation." Because here's the part they never understood. I don't work in boring government paperwork. I audit fraud networks. I build cases. I let people incriminate themselves. And she had just done that. "You're bluffing," Jennifer repeated, but her voice wasn't steady anymore. It had lost that sharp, confident edge. "I'm not," I said calmly. "Your application timestamped at 2:17 p.m. on a Thursday. Originating from your office IP. You uploaded a scanned copy of my driver's license. You forged my digital consent." My father stared at me. "How do you know that?" "Because I had subpoena authority. Because I had requested the audit trail. Because once I saw the inquiry, I knew exactly which channels to notify." Jennifer tried to laugh again. "It's just a loan." "It's wire fraud," I corrected, "and identity theft, and interstate financial misrepresentation." You committed at least 3 felonies before dessert. Mom's glass trembled slightly. Marcus, stop talking like this. Like what? I asked. Accurately? The room had gone quiet now. Not shocked, calculating. Jennifer leaned forward. You're not going to turn me in. I don't need to, I replied. The system already flagged it. Her expression changed. That's the moment she realized this wasn't about sibling intimidation. It was procedural. You reported me? She whispered. No, I said evenly. I documented you. There's a difference. Reporting is emotional. Documentation is strategic. Dad tried one more angle. Family doesn't destroy family. No, I said. Fraud does. Jennifer stood abruptly. This is insane. No, I replied calmly. It's recorded. I opened my phone, played back the last 30 seconds, her voice clear. I used your identity. What can you do about it? The silence was heavier this time, because now it wasn't denial, it was evidence. Mom looked at Jennifer. You told us he'd agreed. Jennifer didn't answer. She couldn't. Then she tried the only tool left. You're my brother, she said. You wouldn't do this. I met her eyes. You targeted me because I'm your brother. You assumed I wouldn't respond. That assumption had cost her. My phone buzzed. Short message. Preliminary charge recommendation approved. No sirens, no dramatic entrance. Just confirmation. Jennifer's confidence evaporated. What does that mean? She asked. It means, I said quietly, the U.S. Attorney's Office has accepted the case. When I said the U.S. Attorney's Office had accepted the case, the room didn't explode. It deflated. Jennifer looked at our father. He looked at the table. Mom looked at me, as if I was the one who had detonated something. You did this, Jennifer whispered. No, I replied calmly. You did. There's a moment in every fraud case where the subject realizes the illusion is over. The charm doesn't work. The intimidation doesn't work. The family pressure doesn't work. Only documentation remains. You can withdraw it, she said. You can say it was a misunderstanding. No, I answered evenly. You already established intent. You bragged. Dad stood slowly. Marcus, this will destroy her career. She destroyed it when she clicked submit, I said. Mom's voice broke. She's your sister. Yes, I agreed, and that's why I warned her. Jennifer's face hardened. Warned me? I told you 3 weeks ago that the audit was live. You didn't believe me. She hadn't, because arrogance convinces people they're untouchable. The indictment came 2 weeks later, not with flashing lights, not with drama, just paperwork. Charges filed, identity theft, wire fraud, financial misrepresentation. The lender cooperated, compliance logs confirmed, digital signature analysis verified mismatch, funds traceable, intent documented. She took a plea. 3 years federal, restitution ordered, professional license revoked. Mom stopped hosting dinners. Dad stopped comparing careers. Not because I punished them, because the hierarchy shifted. They thought I was boring. They thought paperwork meant weakness. They thought I'd stay quiet forever. Underestimation is leverage. Arrogance is evidence. And documentation always wins. If someone ever told you that you wouldn't do anything about betrayal, make sure you know the difference between revenge and procedure. One is loud, the other is final.